Okay, now the razor, I have pinned the heel or the wedge end of the razor. Here's the scales are finished. Wedge into that razor. And we're going to start with okay, we're going to have to move that. We're going to start with pinning now the razor itself. So, I want to put and some of this I'm not going to be able to show you because I can't get super close up. But I'm going to put this razor, or this pin rather, I'm going to tighten that down a bit. But I'm going to put this pin in here and take a file, and where I've clipped it with diagonal cutting pliers, I'm going to file it nice and flat so the head of my hammer has something that I can hit. And I'm going to take, what I'm doing now is I'm removing the burr that filing caused all around the tip of that rod. It's a good idea to wear magnetic safety glasses or magnifying safety glasses. I cannot talk tonight. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I have an 8-ounce hammer. Everybody says 4 ounce. 8 was what I could find. I have enough control with my hand to know how to hit the thing. I'm not trying to drive a nail. Just small, focused taps so that you mushroom the end of that rod over. And it's sliding a little bit. That's normal. It means I didn't crank it down like crazy. Let's crank it some more. And let's tap. Just take your time. We're not running a race. We're not going to be in a hurry. And I tell you, with the wooden scales, from experience, that's the last thing you want to do is be in a hurry and smack this thing too hard, because they're real easy to crack. And I can promise you that I may crack this. I have lost a washer. I hate when that happens. Excuse me a minute. Alright, I'm back. I have pinned the end of that rod and put a washer on it. Now these washers, there's a small washers and a little bit bigger washers, and they are, one is an inner washer that goes between the tang and the scale, and the other is the one that goes on the outside. If you look at them, if I can get it up here where you can see it. Trying. I don't know if you can tell or not. But that washer has a side that is flat and then a side that has rounded edges on it. You see, that side is facing up at this time. That is what goes on the outside of the razor. There is an outside and an inside of those washers. So what I'm going to do run the pin being a bear, that means my holes are pretty good, pretty tight. Now I'm going to put I know you not going to be able to see it that well. I'm going to put a small washer there. And I'm going to take my blade, pop it in there. And take another one of the wider washers. These tiny washers are a pain in the rear end. Now, most of the vintage razors that I have seen have not had any of these inner pins on them. They're not usually present, but they usually are horn or plastic of some type. And this is being the 10 tankers. We're gonna see what we can do to speed things up here. But anyway, most of the old washers are horn. The old razors are horn scales, plastic scales, that kind of thing. So this is wood. So I really want a bearing surface between, and I'm putting the other washer on now. I really want a bearing surface. I don't know if I can get a closer picture of this or not. No, I can't. Hang on a minute. But anyway, I really want a bearing surface between the wood. Let me see if I can do that. All right, hopefully that won't shut off. I really want a bearing surface between the wood and the steel of the razor shank. And what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see or not. All right, let's see. I'm going to take, I'm going to cut that shank just shy. That's probably too much, actually. So I'm going to cut it again. Alright, and that's ready to peen. I don't know where my brass wire went, but I will find it later because that stuff's like gold. I'm going to set this right here. You want to make sure that the metal is contacting metal there and not wood contacting wood. And then we're just going to quietly, gently, softly drive along. And you notice I'm choking up on this hammer. This is an 8-ounce hammer. I want nice, light, even strokes. I don't know. You can, yeah, you should be getting a good picture of this. Now, as I pin this razor, I've got it in the got it inside the scale. A lot of people put the razor out and blade out and angle it a certain way. Whatever floats your boat. I'm just trying to not crack this wood, which means if it takes me 400 light taps on these pins, on each side of this pin, so be it. I can't stress enough. How important it is to be really, really careful. Now, that's beginning to tighten up. I'm going to continue to pin this razor. When I get it done tight the way it's supposed to be, I'll be back. Alright. Right now, the completed razor. You notice the tip touches right there where I want it to. I want the razor to close like that. It's fairly centered. I could work the pin a little bit and get it absolutely perfect. Shot of the pin, not the pin, the wedge. You can absolutely positively see I have a wedge shape to the scales. The pins are not that pretty. I'm not a pretty pinner, but they do the job for me. So that's the completed razor, done completely by hand. You've seen me do it here. It's not rocket science. Look, I would recommend for pinning, GS6 Gun has a pinning video that shows how to move the blade this way or that way if you need it to move one way or the other to center it in the scales. But yeah, that's the completed razor. Brian, Here's your razor that you've been waiting to see for goodness knows how long. All it needs is a hone. Now I won't show the hone on this razor because I already have a honing video up, but I'll hone this razor and be shaving with it soon. You can do it. You can make your own scales. It's not that hard. Alright, God bless you. And thanks for watching. Later.